So let's see what we have. We have a Corsair. This is the how much shields it's got, and in the threat phrase, start that again. Scrap all of that. We start right from the beginning. Hi guys, and here again from Mad Lad Designs with another tabletop playthrough, and we are heading off into deep space with Deep Space D6 by Tower Leader Games. I think that's how it's pronounced. Designed by Tony Go. It's a solo game only, and you are the captain of the UES Cyprus, it says here, an RPTR class starship on routine patrol of the Airborne system. When a distress call was received, upon warping in, you quickly realise it was a trap. With the help of your crew, you must survive until a rescue fleet appears. Will you make it? There we go. So I'm going to set this up and we will be right back. Okay, so the game is set up. We are using the easy ship, the Halcyon. That's what I have here. I'm using this side of the card, of this particular card. You can use that side as well. I'll let you explore that. If you get the game, we have our dice. Okay. At the beginning of the game, you are going to be turning over 2 threats. So let's see what we have for our first threat. We have a Corsair, I think it's called. This is how much shields it's got, so we need to do 2 damage to it. In the threat phase, when we roll dice, if we get any of these, then this is going to happen. So we're going to take 2 damage, and the damage always comes off the shields first. So that's going to be placed there. This is the damage track, and then we another one, and we have a fighter. I'm going to turn those around, it makes it easy for me. So we have a fighter, which goes there. And that is the threat die. So at the start of the turn, you are going to be rolling all of your dice, and I'm going to use my dice tower. So let's see what we get. Okay, these threat die immediately go up here. If we ever get 3 of these, we immediately pull out another threat. Move that out of the way. So then we have a medical die, which goes there. We have a commander die, a science die, and another medical die. So what can we do? We can use our commander to change any of these into another die face. What I am going to do then is use the commander, so this is now used to change this die to a tactical die, which is this. Place it there. Then I will use the tactical die for 1 damage. I'm going to cause that 1 damage onto the fighter. So 1 damage. This is now gone. That's been used. And I'm going to use both of these medical die. I can either use them to return dice from the infirmary back to the returned, or for each one of these I can remove 1 of these. So as I have 2, I'm going to use these 2 to return these 2. So that is the player's turn over with. Now we have the threat. We always draw a new threat. And we have a boarding ship. So it's going to take 4 to damage it. If we roll a 3 or 4, it's going to do 2 damage. Again, remember we take it from the shields first if we have shields. And there's 2 ways to defeat this. We can either do 4 damage, or if we voluntarily put a tactical die in the infirmary, then this ship has been defeated. So I'm going to place that there. after we've drawn the threat, we roll a threat die. And we get a 2. So there's nothing here that says 2, nothing here that says 2. Phew. That was lucky. So we go right back round to the top again, where we roll our crew dice. And we have, let's see what we've got. And we have, oh, we've got 3 commanders. Okay. We have a tactical, we have a medical, and we have an engineering. So let us, what can we do? I will use a commander die to change this to a tactical. And I will use this commander die to change this to a tactical. Okay, so I have 3 tactical. The first one only does 1 damage. Every die after that does 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 damage, which I can split as I want among everything I have. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So them have been used. I can't do anything with this, that's going to stay there. So we do draw a threat. It's an assault cruiser, okay, that goes there. And then we are going to be rolling our threat die. We get a 5, oh no. So going from top to bottom, 2 to the hull, but we take it on the shields first. 1, 2. And again, this one's going to hit us for 2. 1, 2. We have no shields. I need to do something about those shields. That is returned. Okay, let's carry on with our crew. We have 1 threat die. Oh, 3 tactical. Might be able to do some damage there. And 2 of these. So I am going to use one of these to return this. I'm going to use all of these for 5 damage. Remember, its first one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That comes off. 5. That one comes off. And there's nothing I can do with that one. There's nothing from the infirmary I can return, and there's nothing from here I can return. So let's draw that threat. A fighter with only 1, that's okay. Then we roll the threat die. That was lucky. No 2 and no 4, so those are returned. And we'll roll. Let's have a look. I want to get my shields up. Okay, we have 2 commanders, science, 2 medical, and a tactical. So I am going to spend this die to raise my shields, and you can just spend the 1 die and it will raise the shields fully, completely. I will then use this die as 1 to hit this. So there's 1, and that is destroyed. And there's nothing else I can do. I don't need to repair shields, there's nothing in the infirmary. Don't need to repair the hull. Don't need to fire lasers. So those die are going to stay there, but we do get a warbird, and you can see it says ignore shields. So it's going to go straight through to the hull. And then we're going to roll our die, so hopefully we won't get a 4 or a 6. Oops. No, we got a 2. Whew. So these are returned, these are returned. Let's carry on. Okay. have, that was there, wasn't it? You have 2 of them, 2 commanders, a tactical, 2 of those and 1 of those. So let us just use this to hit the warbird for 1, and then there's nothing else we can do. Those die are just going to sit there, I think. Yeah, we don't need to repair any shields or hull. There's nothing to return to the infirmary. There's no threat die to return. We'll just grab it. Okay. If it has a square in the top corner, this is an internal threat. So when I roll the die, I cannot place these out until I place this die on here. As soon as I place this die on here, I can then remove this and I can assign these. So if I roll the die, I get one of these and I get one of these and I get one of these. I can place this out first, get rid of this card, then I can assign these. And that goes that side. There's no no reason to roll a threat die because there are no threats. So we're going to gather everything up and roll again. Wow. Okay. That'll go there, that'll go there. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a commander die to change a crew die to any face. So I'm going to change this one to medical. Medical is going to be used onto this card, which immediately goes away. It's returned. Oh, I could have got that one, couldn't I? I've done it now. No, I'm going to leave it as it is. Nothing to fire. I'm going to draw a threat. Rescue Telepath. Discard to look at the next 5 cards in the threat deck. So I'm going to put that to one side. If I place a die on here, I will get this card, and then at my choosing, I can then discard this to look at the top 5 cards. I think that's how it works. I hope that's how it works. There's no threat to roll, so there's no pointless me rolling the threat die. We're going to gather up everything. You do not gather these up. These stay until you can get rid of them with a medical. And we have another one. Then we have 2 of them, 1 of them, 1 of them. So I am going to use this to return this. Use the commander to change this science into a medical. Use the medical to get rid of this threat. Like so. Can't do anything with that. Let's draw our next threat. A strike bomber. Okay. So every time it hits us, we have to send a unit to the infirmary. Okay. And of course the threat die. Yes. So we take 1 to the hull, but we take it off our shields. And 1 of our die has to go to the infirmary. It doesn't matter which one, that one. So we can only get this back if we pay for it with 1 of these die. Let's gather up what we have. We have 1 of these. I am going to use this to return in this. I'm going to use this to change 1 of these into a tactical. I'm going to use the tactical, so 1, 2, 3 to go 1, 2, that's been destroyed. And then use the science to fully recharge the shields. Then we draw out a threat. Wow. Okay, an interceptor. And of course we roll the threat die. And it is going to hit us for -1. on the shields. Gather up all our die. Let's see what we get. Okay. 2 engineering, 2 commanders, medical and a tactical. So let us use a commander to change one of these into a tactical. Use these for 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Use the commander to change this one into science. Use the science to fully recharge our shields. Use this one then to get this card, so I can look at the top 5 cards of the deck if I wish. And that's returned. Can't do anything with that. So let's draw a threat. Orbital cannon. Oh, okay. It's got to be the only threat on this side. Okay. Luckily it is. Roll a threat die. Hopefully we won't get a 3 and we get a 1. That's okay. So we gather up all our dice again. All our crew dice. Let's see what we can get. We have a threat there. Science. A couple of tacticals and a commander. So I am going to use one of these as 1 damage to destroy the orbital cannon because it's the only threat, so I'm okay there. And then I'm going to use the commander to change one of these into a medical, then use the medical to return this threat. Nothing else I can do, nothing I can fire on. Shields are fully charged. No need to use the stasis beam yet, I'll show you that when we get to it. So that we're going to draw a threat. Okay. So, friendly fire. I've not come up against this one. Is that I'm going to roll the die and any tactical immediately go to the infirmary, I think. Okay. No need to roll the threat die because there's no numbers. Let's hope we don't roll any tactical. Well, we rolled 2 tactical, so immediately they go to the infirmary. This card is discarded. We have 2 threats. Engineering and a commander. So, I am going to use the commander to change this into a medical, and I'm going to use the medical to return all units from the infirmary, like so. Nothing else we can do, so we draw a threat. Wow. Okay, all threats recover 1 health if we roll a 2, and I need 2 science to get rid of it. No need to roll because there's no threats out. So we are going then to gather our die. I've only got 4 die. Okay. Oh. 3 threats. So these get returned and immediately we gain a threat. We get raiders which ignore the shields. We have 2 of them and 1 of those. So I am going to use the commander to change this into a tactical and use the tactical for 1 damage. And nothing I can do with that. So we are going to draw a threat. Even though we've drawn that one, we are going to draw another threat. Solar winds. If we roll a 2, we are going to take 5 damage. There's nothing we can do about it. Put that there. And then we're going to roll. Okay, alright, let's see what we get. We get a 1. So we're going to take 1 damage and we're going to ignore the shields. So I go straight on the hull. No 1s anywhere else. That's okay. So gather our die. See what we get. There's a threat. Okay. So I am going to use the tactical for 1 damage on the raider, which destroys the raider. I am then going to use the commander to change the tactical into a science. I am then going to use both of these science on this time warp card, which immediately gets rid of the time warp card. And then I'm going to use medical to return the threat. Then we draw a threat card. Raiders, and again it's ignoring shields. So let's see what we get. We get a 1. Luckily nothing there is a 1. Right, let's carry on. We get, ooh, quite a bit of tactical there. And that. So I'm going to use two tactical for 3 damage. 1, 2, that's gone. I will then use a commander to change this die to an engineering, and then use this to repair 1 hull. And there's nothing else I can do, is there? No. Okay, so then we draw a threat. Robot uprising. If we roll a 1, 2 or 3, we have to send a unit to the infirmary, but we can get rid of it with an engineering. Let's roll that threat die. We get a 5. No 5s there, that was lucky. That was lucky. Okay, so gather up our dice and roll again. Wow. We've got 3 threats. Let's move that out of the way. Which means we immediately draw a threat card. Strike bomber. Send a unit to the infirmary. Oh, everything's going to the infirmary. But those are returned. We have 2 of them. We have 1 of them. So I am going to use both of these to cause 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. That's gone. Stasis beam. I can use a stasis beam, but I don't know if you can use them on external threats. I'm going to say no. You possibly can, but I'm going to say no for now. So I can't use the stasis beam. Shields are full. No need to do shields. We're going to be drawing another threat. Oh, that's lucky. There are 6 of these in the game. To make the game harder, you remove these. So the more you remove, the harder the game's going to get. However, we are going to be rolling. We get a 3, which means we are going to be sending a unit to the infirmary. Let's do that one. And let's gather our die and roll them. See what we get. That was engineering. One of them. One of them. Okay, well, I'm going to certainly go with that. Spend the engineering to get rid of the robot uprising. It's been used. I'm going to then spend this commander die to change this die face into a medical, which then allows me to spend this to return this. Nothing else we can do. Draw a threat. Scout. If you've lost hull this round, lose 1 additional hull. Okay. Let's hope we don't get a 2. We get a 5, that's lucky. That's okay. So gather up our die. Right, 2 threats. 2 commanders. Medical, tactical. So I'm going to use one of these, the medical, to remove one of these threat die. I am then going to use a commander to turn this one into a tactical. Then use both of these for 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of this and go there. Nothing else we can do, so we draw a threat. A bounty ship. Destroy all shields and -1 hull. Oh, okay. And then of course we roll our threat die. We get a 6. Okay. Let's give it another roll. Another threat die. 2 engineering. 2 commanders. So let's use both of these commanders. I was going to do tactical for 3 damage on the bounty ship, but is it worth me getting rid of these? Because another threat will come out if I roll a threat die, and I will 1 commander for 1 medical. And then use a medical to get rid of one of the threats. Then this command die I'm going to use to change this into a tactical and hit this for 1. Then we draw a threat. Cosmic ecstasy. Yeah, I'll let you read that. Must be completed before assigning any other science crew. So I need to place a science crew on here before I can place any science crew on here. Okay. And of course we're going to be rolling the threat die. And we get a 6. Nothing is 6, so we were lucky there. I'm going to be rolling these. So we cannot assign these until we get rid of this. So I'm going to use this to get rid of this. And now I can assign this. We have a tactical, we have a commander, and we have an engineering. Let us, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend this commander to change this into a tactical. No, to change this into a medical. Use a medical die to return this. Use this to cause 1 damage. Then use a science die as a stasis beam. Stasis beam means you just put the die on here, and when you roll a threat die, anything with a stasis beam is ignored. So that's going to be completely ignored. But we are going to draw a new threat, and it's a strike bomber. And that isn't 2, so that's going to go there. Then we roll our threat die, and we get a 6. Nothing there we can, nope, not even that, nothing there we can do. Fantastic. So we gather up our die. I'm going to leave it there for this episode. I'm doing okay. I thought I'd be dead by now. But I've gone through the deck, and once you've gone through all this deck, and you've got no threats here, then you've won the game. You lose the game obviously by having no hull left. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, and join me in the next episode and wish me luck. But until then, I will catch you guys later.